I am so excited for today's show because we talking about how we smoking good on a budget. If you like me, sometimes these hard economic times, I want to smoke the best, but I can't afford the best. So I need to find out how to smoke the best for less. Now, some folks chase labels. We chasing flavor around here. And if you ever admired that cigar, that $100 cigar, but had to like that $10 one that hit just as hard, and this episode is just for you. Stay tuned because we're gonna break it down on how to enjoy top shelf smokes without dropping top shelf money. Now let's be honest, luxury don't need to have a luxury price tag all the time. So we got Patrick and Patricia, the aficionados, the After Five aficionados, and they're gonna help me break this thing down for you. We're gonna put you on the right track. If you like this episode and the episodes that we've been dropping, don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, this is Lifestyle After Five, where we are loud, we think sharp, and we tastefully cut through the noise. So, and again, I'm your host, Ali Mohammed. So let's get into it. What would you say are some of the top brands?
So some of the like top brands that we would consider as premium cigars, you have Arturo Fuente, Opus X. You can't get into a topic like this without mentioning them. They are definitely one of the ones at the top of the list. We got Padron 1926, the Family Reserve, and then Davidoff Royal Release, another really hot one. Davidoff's another really good brand. Gurkha, His Majesty's Reserve. I always hear mixed feelings about Gurkha, but they throw out some bangers. They're good. And lastly, Got a Fire by Fuente, another really good one there.
Now, El Floro Florentes, I want to say I've smoked one. Do they make cheaper brands?
Yes. So Arturo Fuente, they have cheaper brands. They have their own, Arturo Fuente. They have the I think it's 828, the Naturals. They have the Hemingways, the Work of Arts. They literally have the lower end cigars. I shouldn't even really say lower end cigars because they're just as good, but
they're bargain.
Yeah, I feel like I have smoked one.
I mean, those are readily available. Like the lower tiered ones are readily available, whereas the Opus X, they're special releases and a little bit harder to come upon.
So, what make them cost so much? Why is the price?
So let's take like an Opus X, right? So an Opus X, they're made with premium tobacco. It's a different tobacco leaf. It's grown in a special spot. It's hand rolled by a certain person, and there's only so much they can make. So there's so much more detail that goes into every quality. Just our detail that goes into literally every process of the way. There's more detail, so it kind of makes it more expensive, and it being only available maybe once, twice, 3 times a year, where they can ship out a bunch of it. Or if it's limited edition, say the Opus X 120-year anniversary, I mean, those are $150 sticks. I mean, those you can barely find. So stuff like that. It's just premium tobacco. You're going to pay a premium price for premium tobacco.
No, I was so excited about smoking on a budget. I called Victoria Patrick. I'm sorry, Patrick and Victoria. This is how excited I am about smoking on a budget. I like to smoke good, but I don't want to break the bank to smoke good.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say? I know we talk about aged rare tobaccos.
Mm-hmm.
What crosses the line? Would you say is it a 10-year, 50-year? At what age point are we looking at when it comes to tobacco being a good cigar?
So I mean, it really just depends. Most of the tobaccos that you find, they do age them, and they might already be rolled, and then they're just aging them in their factories. Some they actually age the tobacco leaves like in barrels or in special plants. So it really depends on what cigar you're looking for. Some people I know have aged their art. They bought a cigar brand new that year and they've aged it 14 years, and it just comes out way better. So it really just depends on your flavor profile and what you want. You could have a cheaper stick, a $6 stick. You let it sit for a year, and it becomes one of your favorite sticks because you let it sit and kind of mature and get those flavors in. But there's really no
set time.
Yeah, set time one way or another. Like it's just really depends on what you're feeling like.
So you can have a very expensive 5 year cigar, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And just so you know, people, these are celebration cigars. These are not your everyday picks. You don't just smoke them up like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to take your time with them special occasions, and even pass some of them down through the family and generations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so can the experience be matched without the price tag? So when we talk about an opus, do you think it's possible to get the same effect from, let's say, a 6 month cigar?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's plenty of cigars out there that are gonna. And once again, it goes to like your preference. But there's so many cigars out there that kind of match the same profiles, that have the same wrappers, and there's a lot of sub brands that kind of roll the same. They roll. They're from Arturo Fuente, but they roll under a different brand. So there are many different cheaper brands out there that you can get that same effect as an Opus X.
It's essentially a dupe.
Yeah.
Everything has a dupe nowadays.
Yes.
And so cigars are no different.
Yeah, I mean, with so many to choose for you got to know that there's got to be a company putting out several different brands, and I don't know what makes one take off over the other.
I mean, a lot of it is hype too, exclusivity, how they're branding it. I mean, Opus X will brand a release like you're only getting it once a year. It's not going to come out again for another 10 years. Oh, by the way, you're getting this really badass humidor with it to give me $1,500. And people will go and get that because of the branding and the exclusivity of it.
Now we talk about luxury flavors without the price tag. And since you brought up Opus X, what is some alternative for us that don't have that Opus X money in the bank?
Well, I mean, you got a few. You have La Aroma. We also have the Carrillo Encore EP and Oliva Melanio. So those are comparable to the Opus X. I mean, have you had any of these?
So yeah, it's like most of the Opus X, they do have the Cameroon wrappers, the Cameroon wrappers. I'm sorry. So they have the same flavor profile. Now, whereas some of these cheaper, no, I shouldn't say cheaper, the more budget friendly cigars are not, say, the same flavor profile, but these are the ones that are going to be closest to it. Your EP Carrillo, it's an amazing cigar. I do put it up there with an Opus X because it's the experience I had with the cigar. It's just as good. It hits almost every single profile on it.
Now, what is the cost when we say budget friendly? What exactly are these Oliva Serie V and the Melanio? What is the price tag range around?
So you can find most of these. You're going to find starting maybe $8 all the way up to maybe 12, depending on also like on the Vitola, the size that you're going to get. You can get a smaller cigar. You can get a Churchill, which is the biggest one. It just really depends on what size you get, but most brands, when you're getting into those, usually won't be more than $15, if even that.
Yeah. A lot of them are well under 20.
Yeah.
And what does the Opus X normally retail for?
Depending on which one you're kind of looking at, like let's say Forbidden City, which is the more common one, you're going to look at about $49 to $50 for that cigar. Now, whereas some of the Opus X comes out, Rare Pinks, some of the other top end ones, you're looking at maybe $200 a cigar. Those are super rare. If you can find one and you have the money, maybe splurge a little. But like I said, you can find the same quality and the same flavor notes and profiles inside some of these budget friendly cigars.
So I'm gonna give a little rundown of these budget friendly. As you had mentioned, some of when you talk about the Aroma de Cuba, Mi Amor, they say it's bold and balanced.
Yes. That's
a bold and balanced cigar. The El Carrillo Encore. Oh, how do you say that? The El Carrillo Encore. It says it's award winning and underrated. Now, do you know why they say that?
So the EP Carrillos, it's really, I mean, you haven't smoked but it's a really great cigar, and it's actually award winning. It's gotten a 92, on the aficionados list. So it's made it's made it close a couple times on the top 25, top 50 cigars. But
Is it a mid to full body?
yes, so your Opus X is going to be a mid to full. So that's where the Ipicarillo kind of comes into it, because it is a mid to full. But it's a really great cigar, and they have a whole series based off the Encore series, so it's really great.
And the Oliva Series G. They said that's clean and classy.
Yes. So with that, like, I'm sorry, but that too is just like another budget friendly, like really budget friendly. Oliva has a lot of budget friendly cigars that are really comparable to the Fuente style cigars.
Yeah, just giving some people kind of a rundown of what to expect with some of these cigars. Now, what I have noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen any top shelf per se sweet cigars or infused cigars.
So it's also another one of those kind of I don't know, maybe a cliche, like, oh, you can never have a good sweet cigar, and it's because they're infused tobaccos.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with infused tobaccos, nothing at all, but it does kind of make the process a little different. Aging isn't the same.
Yeah, the bolder tobaccos tend to age better. I mean, you could take it back to like liquor or wine. A lot of the wines that are aged and are really good are really dry. Same thing, whiskey, bourbon. Those are really hardcore flavors. So that's kind of the same thing with the cigars and the tobacco. You get a sweet tobacco and you have it age for a while, the sweetness will probably dissipate, really.
And so, like I said, you got some more of the Fuentes style budget picks. You got the little Aura Cameroon. It's a great wrapper flavor. You got and correct me if I'm destroying these names, the KO Cameroon.
Yep.
Consistent flavor. You got the Padron level without the Padron price, which is the Oliva Series V, powerful and deep. You got the Foundation OMEC, earthy and complex. The Vocari Nobility sounds pretty cool. Yep. Bougie and bold. I want that. I got it. El Capo. Is that how I say it? El Capo. That's a great burn. And these are, write these down because these are budget friendly. You want to be cool and without spending a lot of money, write these cigars down. Then we even got a Davidoff style cigars. You got the Ashton Cabinet. I believe I've seen that before.
Yes.
Smooth and elegant. You got the San Cristobal. So that's creamy and mellow. You got the Camacho, Connecticut.
Yep.
You got the Oliva Connecticut Reserve.
Yep.
So basically, you got all this elite energy, but it's accessible for the common person on a budget.
Yeah,
definitely.
And what made you pick these cigars out of all the different cigars out there?
Availability. These cigars are ones that any brick and mortar cigar lounge is going to have on hand. It's rare that they'll be missing one of these cigars. So we wanted to put something out there that somebody can go to their local cigar lounge and be like, hey, I want to try this. And the likelihood of them having it would be high.
Yes.
What about the personal thing where they're cheaper because they're cutting corners? There's no way a $15 cigar is going to compare to a $50 cigar.
I mean, the flavor is there. It might be a little bit different. Your flavor profile is a little bit different, but it's just the hype, really. Like we talked earlier, branding. They're hyping it up, but you can go and you can find a budget stick that's going to satisfy you just as well as a, $100 one.
Yes. And, some of these big brands that, you're trying to cut your costs. A lot of the same brands come from the same crops. You got to remember that. So don't get me wrong. The Opus X, it's a whole different The Davidoff's a whole different crop, but it comes from the same
Land.
land
Yeah.
pretty much, and the same kind of manufacturing processing area. So a lot of similarities within the big budget sticks as there are the lower budget sticks.
Well, I guess you would say they come from the same leaf of the tobacco plant.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cut from the same leaf. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so really, that's the secret is in the leaf. So whether you got the Opus or another, let's just say the Opus is a basically bold and bold cigar or
Mm-hmm.
bold strong cigar. The same another bold cigar in its class, I guess, would have different flavors, would have pretty much the same smoke because it's coming from the same tobacco leaf. And I guess the difference would be in what they add into it when they're wrapping it.
Yes, the
Yeah.
fillers.
The fillers,
The
the aging process. Everybody has a different aging process. And these bigger brands aren't going to come out and be like, yeah, this is how we age our stuff. It's like their secret sauce. They're not going to let us in on that secret.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the Duke brands know more or less the process to go through. So that's why they're so comparable.
And again, we talked about how to store your cigars last episode. If you were paying attention to that episode, and I've been told that a good humidor can elevate any cigar, regardless of the price.
Dang straight.
And actually, we gave a little nugget and a little tip last week when we talked about putting a little whiskey inside in your humidor, or if you got the Kroger bag trick you use if you didn't have a humidor, how to store your cigars into your a Kroger bag and a sponge soaked with
Mm-hmm.
water or whiskey. Check out that episode; you'll learn a lot. I'm gonna rehash it now. So, give us some more tips on budget-friendly smoking. What are some things you recommend?
So, like, I guess where most people start off is, like me, I like buying sampler packs. So, sampler packs are going to be, it depends on really how much you get, but they'll have literally 1, 2, 5, 10 cigars, but they're different flavor profiles.
Brands.
They're different brands. And you'll see some, and they have, flavor, they have packs out there that are kind of comparable. It even says on there to some of these big name brand cigars. So if you really want to try some of these big name brand cigars, look out for some of these samplers that do have that tag in there. But that would be a good way just to try it out. Hey, you know what? I like this. Maybe I should try the Opus X. Or you know what? Maybe I didn't like this. I'm not going to try it because I don't want to waste my money. So it's just, kind of whatever you're kind of feeling at the moment.
You should always consult with your local tobacconist for the hidden gems and any questions that you have. Lucky
Mhm.
for us, we're bringing the aficionados and tobacconists right to YouTube, right here at your TV screen or your phone, right now, where you can ask any questions you like about the cigar flavors or what you want to know of, or cigar you've been curious about in smoking on a budget. Like I said, my man Patrick has smoked everything in the humidor and has lived to tell the story.
Yeah, I've been around. I've had a plenty. Yeah.
Quite a few sticks.
And take the time to support brick and mortar shops too. And
Yes,
never
a lot of their house blends are good.
you rate I know back home there was Jay Gilbert. I say back home, I'm not from Atlanta, but when I was in Atlanta, I know Jay Gilbert. He's got his own brand. They got an ATL cigar and ATL. I've even seen a Texas cigar.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a lounge, and we're going this Sunday out to Austin, Texas. It's called Bobola Cigars, and they have, I guess, dupes of some of my favorite, which are like the Sweet Jane, Fat Bottom Betty, um, like that line, and they are really really good. Like he gave me one, I wouldn't have known that it wasn't, a Drew Estate cigar. It was their house blend to compare to that brand. So yeah, don't overlook, the house blends and the in-house rolled cigars, because those can be very very good too.
It's like they say, you don't chase the name brand, you look for the flavor and the profiles. But
Yes.
so many times, a lot of people is into the name brand. I only smoke my father's, and
Yeah.
And the difference this series there, and it's almost like the statement where you want to hold your cigar up, and it's like, this is what I'm smoking. This is the brand. It's like your tennis shoes. These are my new Jordans I got, my new custom Jordans, and the rest of you are beneath me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You still what again?
yeah, you got people like that for sure. I mean, name brand's good. Don't get me wrong, name brand's good if you want to spend the money on it, but you don't always have the name brand money.
Yeah. Not all the time.
Yeah. So I have to stay in my lane. You got to know when you got to get in the lane you can afford to smoke in, because you can literally smoke yourself broke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have a friend of mine, and he talks about he got cigars that cost $200-300, and one that even cost $600. And he tried to invite me. I'm like, you should come over and smoke with me sometime. And I'm like, why? So you can just flick your little ashes at me as I pull out my little $15 cigars. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Can't afford to smoke with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could get a cigar that expensive and smoke it. What's the most expensive one that you've had?
Probably about $100. I think I mean, I think it's the max I would probably spend on a cigar. Anything more than that's kind of
Pushing it.
tempting. Like, yeah, it's really not worth it because
Most I've ever spent on a cigar is $22. If I've been anything over $50, it's going on a shelf somewhere to be aged and to be looked at and admired by all. As I do have guests. It's almost like a museum cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just holding it and kind of showing it off. Yeah.
It's like, but it's, it's a double-edged sword because you pay that much for a cigar. There's celebratory cigars, but if you're going to leave it sitting there, you're never going to enjoy it. But then if you enjoy it, you're like, man, I just wasted a $60 cigar.
Yeah.
I know the country, but I look at cigars like artwork. You can, there's value in them. It's like art. Let them sit and age. And as they age, the value can go up, especially some of the limited editions.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking at that pork tenderloin. I'm hearing that's being released.
Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of sold out everywhere. So if you get a chance to find some, then definitely it's a really good cigar.
If I find a pork tenderloin, I'll make sure I get you one or two. And I can try it out. Like I said, you should treat smoking like a ritual. It's about savoring the flavor, not spending. Like Patrick, I had froze up for a minute there. I was like,
we froze up for a little bit.
But no, everybody, if you made it this far, you obviously are enjoying the content that we're putting it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And down at the bottom, check out our website, aliafter5.com. We got our website fixed. And I do believe you can get access now to these lovely shirts. Got any questions, email. Our socials is on there, how to get in contact with us. If you got any questions, comments, please drop them. We like your comments.
Yes.
There was a comment last week that I should have wrote down that I came at the end of the
best accessories.
Yeah, so best bargain accessories was the question.
Like I think you said off Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for like an Amazon accessory, you're going on there. It's called Xifi, XIFI, I believe. I build on it, but look for Xifi, and it's a really good brand because most of the things that they come out have multi-tools. So like the cigar lighter, it has a rest and a cutter and a punch and a pick. They literally have the whole round of everything you need. A humidor.
It's
stuff
like
the
Swiss Army knife of cigar accessories.
Yes.
Basically.
So the person that left that comment, if you're in the comments today, there's your answer. Told you we would forget about you. So just to recap, you can smoke smart without feeling that premium price. It is possible to go to your local cigar lounge or wherever you choose to smoke it and look just as cool as the cool kids without spending $50, $60, $100. A $10 to $15 cigar can smoke just as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and don't forget to join our private community, Shoot Pro. And you can always join our Discord as well. The QR code above my head.
Yep.
So at your local cigar bar, have you noticed uh, a trend and a lot of people, new smokers coming in and trying to get into the new cigar world?
Always. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always somebody new. They're walking around the humidor, and you can tell who's new because they look very confused, which we're very familiar with because that was us when we started. So yeah, if you see somebody looking confused, just, hey, you need some help.
As aficionados, when you see those people that look lost, like they're just looking and they're just overwhelmed by the humidor, do you reach in there and try to drag them along, try to give them some advice?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You kind of ask them if they've ever spoken before, because that's like your first thing. Have you ever had a cigar? If they've never had, this is their first cigar, you don't want to send them to something that's going to be more to the milds. You want to give them something just really mild. Maybe the sweeter cigars just kind of start off.
You can't start them off with a hard punch to the gut.
Exactly.
Basically.
But more so the money that they spend, because they're sitting there and a lot of them going to have the sticker shock because they don't know. If they're looking at all these cigars, they're going to say, well, I don't know. Should I spend the $22 on this cigar, or this cigar is $8? Will this cigar be just as good? So someone might think, well, if I spend more money, I know I'm getting I'm going to look cool, and I'm going to get a quality cigar.
Yeah, and I mean that's not always the case. We've recommended cigars to people that are well under sometimes $15. And yeah, sometimes you look at the price and it's like, okay, well, you're giving me a cheap cigar. How, why? It's like, just smoke it.
Yeah.
You smoke it, you don't like it, you spend $8 on it. Then go buy the $20 one.
And a lot of cigar places I've been to, if the staff recommend a cigar to you and you don't like it, most of them will give you your money back or give you another cigar. But don't go in there trying to take advantage of your local cigar bar, saying smoking half the cigar and then saying you didn't like it just to get a free one. Like I said, provide a place for us to smoke, so let's not take advantage. Let's take care of our local cigar spots.
Yeah.
What they allow us to do. That's good. So, as we get ready to come to an end, I want to say, look out for our reviews as we have given. Haven't forgotten, if you watched some of our first episodes, the cigar list that Patrick and Victoria has given us. As I'm smoking my way through these cigars, and I'm getting a few more that's been added on. So I'm personally trying all these recommended cigars and giving my feedback and opinion on them. So therefore, you can listen to me, take my feedback. You know what to expect when you smoke. If you decide to purchase one of these cigars, so check out the list. We got the list from sweet all the way to bold. So from the beginner all the way to an experienced smoker, we got you. Check out our episodes. We're putting these podcasts together for you, the experienced smoker that's never smoked before, or you're just getting into this world and need somebody to kind of hold your hand and guide you and know what to expect before you ever walk into a cigar bar. This is what we are here for.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, definitely.
You got the aficionados in the house, the expert, my personal aficionados. Because I've even learned a lot since doing these podcasts. I was last week years old when I discovered that you only punch a sweet cigar. Those little tips like that is very helpful in knowing what to pair your cigars with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Little things that help out everybody.
Makes a difference.
So, yeah. But this has been our episode. We hope that you liked and you enjoyed this. If you like it, check out our website. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Leave us some comments. And we'll catch you next week.
Bye, guys.